Hey everyone, we're here at SHOT Show 2024. I'm with Dan of Henry Repeating Rifles. You guys, if you've been in the guns industry for any length of time, you're familiar with Henry Repeating Arms, and you've seen me review several of their guns on the channel. I always get people talking about my little single shot 44 Magnum that I chopped down and suppressed. That always is a crowd pleaser. But you guys have started expanding a little bit more into kind of the next cartridge stuff. You had the Long Ranger a few years ago, but now you've got stuff that looks like it takes AR-15 magazines. So what do we have here?
Yep, so this is the not yet released Lever Action Supreme. We should start shipping it in the next couple months, but basically exactly like you said, it's a box magazine fed lever action, which out of the box will come standard with a 10 round PMag. We're doing it in 223 and 300 blackout.
Okay.
We've got a free floated threaded barrel, a rotary bolt, so we're getting definitely sub MOA capable.
Wow.
16-inch barrel on the 300 blackout, 18-inch barrel on the 223 5.56.
Okay.
You got your very nice Henry-esque walnut furniture.
Yeah. That's something that I always like about the Henry stuff is really nice looking furniture on there. And then also, I'm a huge fan of the curved wrist, so having that as standard on these, I really like. You've also got a tang safety, so inherently ambidextrous. It is side eject, but this is something you can easily use right or left-handed. And because of the side eject, as you guys typically do, you've got the rail up top if you wanted to put any sort of optic on there to really make use of that accuracy like you were talking about with that rotating bolt.
So drilled and tapped for optics, like you said. The rear sight's fully adjustable, and both dimensions you can tighten it down with an Allen wrench that comes in the box, which you can also use to adjust the trigger weight between 3.5 and 5.5 pounds.
Yeah.
And when you're running optics, the front sight and the rear sight screw off if you want to, put grub screws in there, and that way you can have a clean barrel.
Now, is the drilling and tapping compatible with any of the existing Henry?
Yeah, so same hole pattern as our 3030 and 4570,
Okay.
so yeah,
Perfect.
no changes there.
And there's a bunch of aftermarket options for that if you didn't want to go direct for Henry, which you guys have a really good accessory web store that covers everything. Large loops, small loops, all that kind of fun accessories. And then again, too, speaking of the Ambi Dexterity, the magazine release is something you can access from either side, too. Now, obviously, hitting the recreational market for anyone who just loves lever guns, but wants something with, more universal mag compatibility, cheaper ammo. But this is a nice little svelte, thin rifle, easy to throw in the backseat of a truck or anything like that. So
yeah, so it's about 6.5 pounds. So nice, compact, relatively lightweight package. Perfect for a ranch gun.
Yeah.
We had it in South Texas 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Out at a ranch for a week. Put it on whitetail, coyote, bobcats. So, certainly practical applications as well.
yeah, so again, and there's a lot of people that watch the channel that are in states where you maybe have a little bit of a harder time getting semi-automatic rifles or things of that nature. This is something that, again, still gives you that utility of using AR-15 magazines, whatever capacity you want. And so you can still run that same ammo, that same everything else, run optics that you want, but have it in a more state-compliant version. Or for those of you that are worried about future legislation, this is a little bit more future-proof in that respect as well. Now, like you said, standard threading on the front, so half by 28 on the 223, 5/8 by 24 on the 300 blackout. So suppressor ready, which that's one other benefit over like a semi-auto, especially in like a 300 blackout, with that action being closed during firing. It's going to be nice and quiet with a can, I would imagine.
So this is actually completely sealed off because the hammer's internal.
Okay.
And with the rotating bolt face, it locks up essentially like a bolt action.
Yeah.
So really great suppressor host.
Yeah, so a pretty neat option for those of you who want to get into an intermediate rifle, especially over the last several years. 3030 was not easy to find, 4570 was not easy to find, 44 Magnum, a lot of those really popular lever gun calibers were not readily available, and when you did find them, they were expensive. So this gets you into a much more readily accessible caliber as well. Now, obviously we've got 5.56, 300 blackout. You have already done the Long Ranger in like 6.5 Creedmoor 308. Any anticipation of doing something AR mag compatible in the larger calibers?
They're on the list, absolutely.
Okay.
It's a matter of time, and we have, with the way this is designed, there are very few moving parts. It's relatively easy for us to move things around to accommodate a lot of different calibers.
Awesome. Now, if people want to be able to stay on top of releases or availability or anything like that, where's a good place for them to look?
Check us out at henryusa.com. order a catalog while you're there, which will get you on the email list.
Okay.
And that email list is, you'll be the first to know.
Yeah, and you guys do really good with your social media presence as well.
Yep.
So I have links down below to their Instagram because I can link to that. I can't link to the website here on YouTube, but Henry USA, it's easy to find. They've been making really great stuff here in the U.S. I love the saying, made in the USA or not at all. I think we can all get behind that to one extent or another. So again, really cool stuff coming from them. Obviously, this is a tiny sliver of their whole booth here. Everything you know and love is still out there and still available. We're filming right now. You're right in front of the camera. Everything you know and love is still readily available and coming out in newer and fancier versions. So definitely check out the website to find whatever it is you're looking for. But Dan, thank you very much for your time.
Appreciate it.
Again, take a look at these. Be on the lookout for these coming out. But as always, I hope you got something out of this video, and I really appreciate you watching.